Hello and welcome. Today we're going to explore the history of industrialization in the Kazakhstan, focusing on two key periods, during the Soviet era and in the post-independence era. The industrialization has shaped Kazakhstan's economic and the social landscape, impacting everything from its workforce to its global position. Our research aims to compare these two distinct periods and examine the driving forces behind the country's industrial development. We will address the major changes in the industries, the role of government policies, and the impact of those shifts on people of Kazakhstan.
Let's start with the Soviet era. In the 1930s, Kazakhstan became a major site for Soviet industrialization, especially in mining, oil, and metallurgy. These developments modernized the economy but were heavily controlled by Moscow and often came at a social and environmental cost.
The Soviet government introduced central economic planning through the 5-year plans, which had a major impact on Kazakh economy, society, and population. The first 5-year plan, 1922-1932, imposed the first colonization of Kazakh nomads, leading to the destruction of traditional livestock-based economies, resulted in the Kazakh famine in 1931 to 1933, which caused the death of nearly 1.5 million people and forced the mass migration. The second and third G5 plans, 1933-1941, prioritized industrial development, turning Kazakhstan into a key center for mining, metallurgy, and energy production. Cities like Karaganda, Zhezkazgan, and Ust-Kamenogorsk grew around coal, copper, and lead production. The construction of railways facilitated resource extraction and movement. The Soviet Union at the start of the World War II. World War II began in 1939, but the Soviet Union initially remained neutral due to the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact with Nazi Germany. However, in June 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the USSR. The Soviet Union was cut off with the guard and suffered heavy losses in the early months of the war. Cities fell, industries were destroyed, and millions of soldiers and civilians were killed or captured. To fight back against the German invasion, the Soviet government took extreme measures to mobilize its resources. Many factories from the West regions were quickly relocated to East, including Kazakhstan, to continue product weapons, ammunition, and other waste supplies away from the lines. Millions of Soviet citizens were conscripted into the Red Army, including over 1 million soldiers from Kazakhstan. The Republic also played a key role in providing vital resources such as coal, oil, metals, and food to support the war effort. Kazakhstan became a major center for maritime industry, housing evacuated factories and hosting workers who produced essential goods for the Soviet military. At the same time, thousands of Kazakh civilians contributed through the forced labor in agricultural production and war-related industries. The war transformed the Soviet Union into a highly militarized state with nearly all spec life focused on supporting the front. So the USSR achieved victory in 1945. The war left a devastating impact, with millions of lives lost and severe economic damage that took years to recover from.
1960s urbanization technological growth in Kazakhstan. The 1960s marked a period of rapid industrial expansion and urbanization in Kazakhstan. New industrial cities like Ekibastuz emerged as major centers of energy production, focusing on coal mining and electricity generation. The Mangshlag Peninsula saw a boom in oil and gas extraction, with major pipelines constructed to transport resources across the Soviet Union. To support industrial growth, the railway network expanded significantly, connecting remote mining towns and factories to major Soviet markets. The Turkestan-Siberian Railway Turksib played a crucial role in transporting coal, metals, and agricultural goods, strengthening Kazakhstan's integration into the USSR economy. New factories producing machinery, chemicals, and construction materials were established, creating thousands of jobs. Many rural workers, including those from virgin land farms, moved to cities to work in mines, power plants, and heavy industries. The growing demand for skilled labor led to the expansion of technical institutes and vocational schools, training workers for Kazakhstan's evolving industrial sector.
After independence in 1991, Kazakhstan shifted to a market economy. This period saw major reforms, foreign investment, and a focus on privatization, especially in the oil and the gas sectors. Unlike the Soviet top-down model, modern industrial growth emphasizes innovation, private business, and the global cooperation.
Conclusion. The 1960s industrial boom transformed Kazakhstan into a key supplier of energy and material for the USSR. While the expansion of cities, railways, and factories created jobs and modernized the republic, Soviet central planning prioritized short-term resource extraction over sustainable growth. Long-term consequences include economic dependency on Moscow, environmental degradation, and growing desertification among the local population, which would later contribute to movements for greater autonomy and independence.